Hey, good looking. Hey. We walked 5 miles to school in waist deep snow uphill both ways. Are you trying to achieve enlightenment? No, I'm gathering the energy to reply to a long text. Leonardo DiCaprio is reportedly dating 19-year-old model Eden Polony. He's like my employer paying minimum wage. You know he would go lower if it weren't for the law. This is a communications director for the US Department of the Interior. Sorry, but I cannot attend art school. Gets Valentine's letter from crush. Restraining order. Saying I haven't showered since last year on January 1st. Saying I haven't showered since last year on December 31st. She said no. $800. Hey babe, where are you now all day? Where you at? I'm sorry baby, I was at a roll. What the F who lied? My feelings for you. Hey, isn't it weird how we live longer than men? Hug weird. Okay, so here's the plan. I loot and we see if the garbage lid protects you. Yep. I couldn't stop laughing when I saw the artist who drew that terrible book. She looks exactly like the thick goth warthog that made her. Self-insert indeed. It looks like Danny DeVito trying to cosplay Mia Wallace from Pulp Fiction. Yak. Yo, she's online. Bro, what should I do? Send boots. You first. Send it to her. Effing idiot. Damn those Russians. I'm 14 years old and have 3 puffs of a cigarette. Will I get or will my lungs be damaged? Yep, you're led. Good luck turning 15. Cause you won't, haha. I like my Vina shaved ladies. Then shave your Vina, Daniel. And in good news, that makes up for everything. In Costa Rica they have discovered a frog that looks more like Kermit than any other frog. Now man stuck in loo for entire flight from city. Mom hates SpiceJet, so I told her about the lavatory incident. She says the passenger must have locked himself in because of better legroom. Yes, you all are wrong. Hi, hey, you look familiar. I do. Yeah, like the next girl I'm gonna ref. Nah, more like the next guy I'm gonna ref. Have you ever been F that LMAO? That was my thought when you said some creep shit like that. Do better. People who fall asleep to oddly satisfying videos. People who fall asleep to relaxing music. People who fall asleep to Sean. Mom, I will hang out with my friends. Okay. Use protection. Mom, please. I'm 16 and I'm 32. What's your point? Me going through airport security hoping I didn't accidentally pack a Photoshop request. Someone make me a little lighter. For those of you who still don't get it, there. You know the situation is bad when your dad is watching the news like this. Today we honor the life and legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Dr. King's vision of liberty and opportunity lit a beacon of hope that changed a nation. His light still burns brightly today. You signed a bill eliminating the requirement for Texas schools to teach Martin Luther King Jr.'s I Have a Dream speech. Johnny Bravo ain't even have a plot, just every day wear that. The more you say I can't say something, the more urgent it is for me to say it. Dave Chappelle, didn't you do an hour-long sermon against non-blacks saying the word? The irony and lack of self-awareness with this guy, huh? Pessimists, we are losing the war on climate change. Optimists, we are winning the Cold War against nature. F yeah. When the pills take too long to kick in and you have taken more. I'm 32 and my GF is 13. Can we still do quests together or are our levels too far apart? Sorry, kind of new to World of Warcraft. Thanks a lot guys. I picked her up from her middle school earlier and we're going to get to questing as soon as she's done grading her students' papers. My GF forgiving me after I caught her with another dude. Man gets plastic surgery and name changed to date his ex-girlfriend after she obtains restraining order. Pope Francis calls for ban on surrogacy. Wasn't Jesus a child? A parrot that was trained by pill dealers to alert them of police presence and is refusing to speak after being detained. He's a parrot, not a rat. Dude, you are such a goated tenant. Yo, thanks beast. I'm lowering your end because you are such a chiller. Dude F yeah. By the way, there's a ton of mold underneath the sink in the kitchen. Ha ha ha, dude, that's effed. I will send a guy out. Want to F my wife. Wanna go out Friday if you're free? I should be free. Let's go out. By the way, I stalk your Instagram and lacked onto you. Homer's daughter. Lisa's father. Bart. What can make a man run away like this? It's not run, it's ran, because it's past tense. Your average hostage situation. You wanna lie? Yes, that would be lovely. When the spinach kicks in. 1998. Don't get in car with strangers. 2008. Don't meet people from the internet alone. 2019. Uber. Order yourself a stranger from the internet to get into a car with alone. What am I supposed to do with this speeding ticket? Keep it. When you collect 4 of them, you get a bicycle. Woman proves to her boyfriend that she only has a body count of 2. Her boyfriend who watched as she dug up some remains from a forest. My parents arguing about divorce. Me coming to tell them I set my phone's language to Japanese and can't change it back. Me, a romanticized version of a past that never existed. When your car is having an existential crisis. No, it's really a thing. Large mammals just don't tend to lie from and they say it's cause of hypertumors. Yo mama so fat she proof. You forced me to look this up. It's not a lie. I knew the Pythagorean theorem would eventually come in handy. This is what a squirrel would make if they owned homes. Being direct and straightforward. You see, you can just give this kind of thing to men and they will be thrilled. The 4 horsemen of relationship apocalypse. It's nothing. I'm fine. We need to talk. It's not you, it's me. There are 2 types of people pointing a pen. If you gave infinite monkeys infinite typewriters, they will write Waluigi. Millennials after getting through 3 major economic crises and a few dozen catastrophic events all before hitting 35. Setting the TV volume to an odd number. Setting the TV volume to an even number. Setting the TV volume to a multiple of 10. Okay, that said, I'm beginning to wonder if there is an agenda or it's just a coincidence. Why is every red hair character in Disney and other media being turned black? What is that about? They wanted to cast gingers but the guy in charge was dyslexic. Leave the peach cobbler in the kitchen alone, mother would say going upstairs, but I couldn't help myself. I sneaked in and watched him make his stupid little peach shoes taunting. Nobody's going to wear those, I would say. They're stupid, but on he worked. My fart in the worst possible situation. I must get out of here as quick as possible. When my real girlfriend found I have an AI girlfriend on Play Me. Fine. Starting a game, grinding for days, doing all side quests. Bring it on. After 1 week gap, where jump button. Parents accidentally burning down a forest to see that the baby is a boy. He becomes a girl later in life. Breaking Bad, Ben 10. What are your hobbies? I read books. What was the last book you read? Flowers for Algernon. What's it about? Algernon got flowers. So glad I grew up with this. And not this. POV. Your dad asking you why you can't even hold the flashlight right. Did you know? Metro train passing through blocks of apartments in China. You're not special in America. We have planes passing through buildings. We have passing through students as well. Shorty thought they were talking about her, so I'm pumping gas and all I hear is goddamn. Then another man says, yeah man, I said the same thing and I'm acting like I don't hear neither one. Gas $4 a gallon and you think they were talking about you. Generation X. Generation Y, aka Millennials. Generation Z, aka Zoomers. Generation Alpha. Got, so you know how some sins are unforgivable. How to increase game difficulty by introducing clunky controls and mechanics. The Beatles making a song about the sun. Rammstein making a song about the sun. Stop making fun of older kids who still believe in Santa Claus. There are grown men who still believe in trickle-down economics. When someone changes the subject before you get to your point. Dating. Can't wait to see you again. Marriage. Part of your knee was on my side of the bed again last night. How my Pokemon looks at me as I send it out to battle while it's paralyzed, cursed and confused with only 20 HP left. These two get paid millions for being depressed all the time, but you keep doing it for free. Cardi B is joining the Fast and Furious franchise. Cool. I wonder which car she'll be voicing. Falling asleep on the couch while watching a show is the best type of sleep. Nearly 4 million Americans have been out of work for at least 6 months. Why are you using my pic? Please delete this. You can't just come into my life, make me feel special and then Burger King. Communicate your boundaries and how you're not happy about an autistic friend's texting behavior. Post it on Twitter cause you don't like how people talk positively about him and try to get him cancelled. Are you baiting because you're hon, or because you're depressed and need the dopamine? When you have ADHD and somebody tells you to just focus, my goodness what an idea, why didn't I think of that? Me when I accidentally call my teacher mum. My teacher when I accidentally call her mum. Me after begging my friends to take my pictures. If you have ever sat in the toilet at work and wondered how long you can sit there before someone searches for you, the answer is 47 minutes. Traffic stop yields approximately 7 grams of suspected marijuana. Good work, Officer Thomas. I have seen bigger busts on Paw Patrol. How do y'all be 27 plus with no kids? Seeing y'all be 23 with 5 kids will do that to you. During a nuclear explosion there is a certain distance of the radius where all the frozen supermarket pizzas are cooked to perfection. There's also a distance where the people are perfectly cooked, the flavor zone. How to politely tell someone they are stupid. Wisdom has been chasing you but you have always been faster. Sometimes I'm late because I sit like this for a long time. Me at night thinking about all the good times I took for granted. People, we should use paper or metal straws instead of plastic straws. Me an intellectual. Me having no clue what's going on in the world again. You press the X on the ad. It takes you to the Play Store. Waking up from a dream and suddenly you're in love with a random person. Tupperware looks like a takeaway food container. That's exactly what Tupperware is, you upper class crumpet. I present to you $200 of groceries in Ireland. Why does it take so much effort to exist? Dang. Composers making a theme song for the villain be like. Engineers on black box safety. Engineers on airplane safety. Me. Farts before important meeting to avoid discomfort or embarrassment. My gut during the meeting. There is another. If I'm the problem, why they always coming back? Then you fart too. Remember the first episode of Ben 10 where Grandpa Max says sometimes the best way to put out a fire is to start a new one. Eat some beans and heat blast the shit out of that MF room. You're onto something here. Could even push buttons together and pass the gas between each other. I call it Nord Streaming. How do I unread something? Me. I have to start eating healthier. Me feeling even the slightest amount of stress. I thought this was a prayer emoji. I feel lied to. High five. So basically you'll be high-fiving when somebody lies. The earliest extant record of an animal trial is often assumed to be found in the execution of a pig in 1266 at Fontenay-aux-Roses. You are charged with destruction of crops and indecent behavior. How do you plead? Oink. Now don't try to sweet talk yourself out of this. Oink oink. How dare you say that about my mother? I sentence you to execution. Oink. Life is pain. Anyone who says differently is selling something. Women make 75 cents for every $1 a man makes because of the wage gap. What is a woman? Anyone who identifies as one. So stop identifying as a woman and you'll get paid more. Gramps, when I was your age I had already committed 17 war crimes and lost 5 limbs from the after. Kids who hang out behind the gym. I too am a criminal. This, less 1984 and more 1776. 1776 only 10% of the population could vote. Women were property. And slavery was the foundational staple of the US economy. Sit down with your sign, you soft piece of celery. Dudes take one picture in a suit then start posting quotes about success, just go to the wedding bro. My kidnapper's returning me after listening to me talk about my life for 2 hours. Society if 19th century meant the 1900s. They pay me to build pipes, not to move rocks. The video game hero. The evil version of him.
What are you waiting for? Do it!
When you hear your neighbors arguing outside. Me. Throws food I don't like in the garbage. My mom. There are children out there who would have eaten that. The animals that eat out of my garbage to stay alive. I prefer a word processor, a WordPad, Notepad. I said a real word processor. Excel. Perfection. Socratic questions. Hey, what do mummies do when they catch you? Like a zombie eats your brain, a vampire drinks your blood, what does a mummy do? Do they just beat you up? Let it go, mate. Conan O'Brien after having a shotgun backfire like Daffy Duck. Picking a game after a month-long gap. Where loot. Money will never bring you happiness. Me at payday. The older you get, the more you appreciate just how nice being at home and doing nothing can be. A DJ on the local college radio station was like, I found a bunch of my dad's old CDs and made a mix for today and played the Shins, the Pixies, Modest Mouse, Seth Cab, Postal Service and the Strokes. In school we were separated into different classes based on our comprehension and intelligence. Fast learners, slow learners and those with serious learning disabilities. The problem with social media is that we are all bunched together, and it shows. When the advice you get for depression is be happy. Doctor, we have cured your testicular torsion. Credit card declines. Doctor. Balloon factor is breaking exactly every 100th balloon to have 99% efficiency. When you're angry at someone but then they say something funny. Ha ha, ha ha. The guy who discovered honey. For real. The guy who discovered cow milk. Over 33 rules were broken to cause the accident. For a full list search Chernobyl Rule 4. 3 actual results. Evolution may just have been a mistake. Nightmares from that list. Worth a look though. Stage 4 lung cancer. 3 months left to live. Finally bet cancer. They had one job. You will marry me. Felt like changing someone's life tonight. Amount $2.25. Tip $10. Total $12.25. You're swinging that hammer like an electrician. A star explodes millions of miles away in space. Scientists on planet Earth. Accepting a student who has the highest IQ score in history into your college or university. Man who likes playing with balls. When she looks through your phone but all she can find is pictures of Shrek. Which one would be your next bite? Mine would be B. You have to earn B by doing C first. Oh boy, I'm finally free time to play video games all day. My PSU, the FUR. My job has this cool thing where if you do your job very well you get to do other people's jobs too. Joe Weber is with Desiree Mary, in a relationship with Desiree Mary. She needed some papers so I married her. Waiters in the US, when you don't tip 25% for a $70 meal while we are on the verge of a recession. British food is terrible MF as when they have a full English breakfast. This is some serious gourmet shit. The quiet kid who you have been nice to ever since you have known him gives you something. It's a piece of paper with the words "Don't come to school tomorrow" on it. Me tries to be careful. Someone else, be careful. Me, well now I'm not doing it. Me, why do some people lie early? Dat, because God loves them and wants to see them in heaven early. My 103-year-old grandpa. I just love dad jokes. Wife, I have to tell you something. I'm pregnant. Husband, hi pregnant, I'm dad. Wife, no you're not. When your pet falls asleep on you and you just sit there until you lie of natural causes. Macaulay Culkin when he sees the guy who had a bit cameo in his hit movie Running for President. Not bad kid. Kathy Griffin looks like freeze-dried Macaulay Culkin. What I study for exams. What I remember during exams. He's probably cheating on me. Him, I spent 1 year farming from scratch. Me watching my co-worker struggle but I still have another 5 minutes before my break is over. Colorado's Interstate 70 has a mile marker for 19.99 instead of 420 due to repeated thefts of the original 420 mile marker sign. Sometimes it feels better not to talk at all about anything to anyone. This is a comparison between the earth and a burger by size. There is nothing worse than when your body naturally wakes you up early on your day off. Accidentally uses wife's expensive shampoo one time. A choice was made. Starting to sweat at -40, I'm in danger. TV was invented in 1927. People in 1926. Humanity, spiders, bugs that could be even worse, major pests and spread even more. What's the hardest thing about growing up? Watching your parents get old. When a customer wants to speak to the manager and the manager tells them the exact same thing you did. The state of modern philosophy, to smash or not to smash. When I make excuses not to go out and they give me solutions. 12-year-old me setting a username, 18-year-old me logging in unable to change the name. I'm gonna be so productive today. Also me. Me watching my uncle whom I called to protect me from a bully getting his A kicked by the same bully. When a thief breaks into your house looking for money, me, I'll look with you. Actual photo of how well I'm keeping it all together right now. A quick shower, laying on the bed in a damp towel for 2 hours. Those who fart while pooping. Those who poop while farting. One hand is all I need for you, bring it on, me to my pen. The urge to take a monstrous shit leaving my body as soon as I get to the toilet. People dissing me for buying childish stuff, me finally living a comfortable life and buying the things I wanted as a kid. I have been thinking about buying a how I emotionally treat the others. Oh dear, gorgeous. How I emotionally treat myself. When the teacher is yelling at someone and you try not to laugh. Watching birds with my cat so he knows I care about his interests. Would someone please comment on my tattoos? His arm looks like he has been f***ing someone who has only 8 Lucky Charms their whole life. Me 5 minutes after wrapping it back up. The other half of my foot-long sub. When you and your home is rock paper scissors on who bottoms and you lose. Do something about the bullies personally. Schools, anti-bullying posters. I'm the dumbest man alive. One person from a group broke my heart so now I'm gonna think they are all the same. You're clearly dumber. How you feel when you run 5 seconds to catch a train. I'm speed. Why don't we take all the hair from my nose and put it on top of my head? If Adam and Eva were Chinese, they would cook the snake instead of eating the fruit. They would throw the apple in the wok chopped up with the snake and oyster sauce. God would be confused.
Spare change, ma'am.